Scarlet Park, Bubba Sparks.
Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Booty, booty, booty.
This is one of the fields where you like want to get your hands on with. Like, you'll literally start learning everything. You get a mixture of everything. Like, when I tell you, with my externship for OBGYN, I had got a mixture of phlebotomy. Like, we non-stop did like 6 tubes from like each patient that was pregnant. On top of that, you also get your experience with the surgical instruments, because we had to make sure we would find the speculas for the pap smears. It's just a lot. It's like a mixture of everything. So OBGYN is definitely a good field to start off with for medical assistant. What's up, YouTube? It's Desi, and I'm back with yet another video, you guys. And with this video is going to be about the expectations as far as for a medical assistant with OBGYN. And if most people don't know, pretty much a medical assistant plays a role as far as for an overall experience with the patient. Pretty much you go from assisting patients with paperwork to helping doctors and also nurses during exams. It's safe to say that a medical assistant pretty much is the entire practice when it comes to medical. Good thing about OBGYN, I feel like this is one of the fields that where like a lot of medical assistants would like to first start their externship with, to start to get their experience. I noticed I had started mine off with OBGYN, and pretty much for the majority of the percentage of girls that I went to Fortis College with, they wanted their experience as far as with OBGYN as well too. Now, we had second picks. Like, one of the young ladies in our class, she wanted to do cardiology as far as for her specialty, but for the majority, everybody else wanted to do OBGYN. I feel like OBGYN is a good experience to first start off with, because you're getting a lot of experience as far as with pap smears, pretty much experience with ultrasounds. You know, a lot of the OBGYN patients as far as for with the pregnancies and everything like that. So I feel like that's a good start. I feel like that's most of like all the girls' dreams, because at the end of the day, you may want a child later on down the road, or you just want to develop that connection with the kids. It's just, you know, it's really nice. And not only just the kids, the patient as well too. You get to see their full journey with them, starting off with their being in their mother's stomach to actually being born, and then, you know, it's just the connection. So I feel like OBGYN is good as far as for that. A couple of the education requirements would have to be you'll have to earn a high school diploma, of course, a high school diploma or a GED certificate. Also, sometimes you also have to seek a certification as far as for CNA or also medical assistant. Sometimes also phlebotomy can sometimes help as well too, but medical assistant is pretty much the main one, where you pretty much go to another school as far as for that, or some people usually get a degree as far as for that as well too. Some of the clinical duties. So I feel like this is the best part when it comes to medical assistant. When I tell you, my externship was like absolutely amazing. I feel like when we first got there, the young lady that I went on my externship with, her name was Christine, and our experience was the best. Like, they literally treated us with breakfast when we first got there, and I love food, so I'm like, that's already like a +1. And on top of that too, it was like, now the girl that I was mentoring with, she was a little on the edge. Like, I ain't really too much like her professionalism, but at the same time, I did learn a lot on that job, especially from like surgical instruments we deal with, a lot from pap smears, able to get my experience of working with different doctors. So that was something good as well too. But for the most part, the clinical duties pretty much have a lot when you're dealing with a lot of hands-on equipment. Pap smear is definitely one of them. I feel like the way how you assist with the pap smear. Also, ultrasounds. The one thing I can say about the ultrasounds, all you're doing is making sure you have everything set up. The majority of the part for a medical assistant when it comes to clinical duties, just try to have everything set up for the doctor or the nurse, whoever you're going to help assist everything with. You want to have all the instruments ready, have the light positioned a certain way if they want it a certain angle or whatnot. Try to have that positioned a certain way. Another thing too, you want to make sure you take notes. Like, when you're in the actual field, you'll be able to get the hang of how every doctor likes everything, but when you're on your externship, you want to make sure that you take notes, because you just never know what doctor may like what. Now, luckily with me in pain management now, I only have to work underneath one physician, so I love that. I just love how doing everything he tells me how to do, plus it's his own business as well too, so it's like, that's already a plus. I don't have to worry about all that, but you want to keep those in mind when you're looking to do clinical duties with OBGYN. You'll be able to also help with routine tasks, so as far as with administrating medications, also collecting the patient's medical history, pretty much taking vital signs as well too, also preparing the patient for examinations. You want to help assist the gynecologist or during the procedures, and also appointments. You want to help assist them with that. Also explaining to the patient that what will happen during their procedure or exam or treatment, and you know, just making sure you collect the right laboratory test as well too, verifying the patient, doing the certain things like that. Another good thing is you'll also have to do a lot of administrative duties. Now, they also had them titled as office specialists, but there are administrative duties with medical assistant when you're dealing with OBGYN. You'll have to schedule them for appointments, also answering emails and phone calls, welcoming patient to the front desk. One thing I can say, we will always go out there in the lobby, we'll call your name. So if your first name is Mary, last name Ann, we'll be like, Miss Mary Ann, and then they'll get up. We'll bring you on to the room, but before you get to the room, we'll make sure we take your vitals, your temperature, and everything like that. That's how that works. But I would still consider that as administrative and not so much clinical, because you're actually getting that interaction with the patient before getting into the room. So that's the administrative part. Also, making sure that you coordinate with laboratory services as far as for hospital admissions and insurance information. That's a lot with the front desk as well too. Like, that deals with the office specialist. Now, I was more so clinical when I was doing my externship. We at least did like a week for like practice up front. It was so boring, y'all. Like, I literally was just like watching the patients get up, walk to the back, check them out, let them know when their next appointment is. It's just boring. But if you like stuff like that, but that's pretty much on how it goes as far as for a medical assistant when dealing with OBGYN. Like, comment if I'm wrong, but I definitely feel like most girls do like to have their experience as far as for medical assistant starting off at OBGYN. Now, there are different specialties. I'll make sure I leave it in the description box below. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope everybody stays safe during coronavirus, y'all. Wear y'all mask.